Hello, my dear students. So, today in this session, we will talk about value proposition. Now, this is very important session as far as your startup journey is concerned. So, I hope all of you try to understand this very carefully. I'll show you some images that looks funny as such, but they are addressing the solution to the genuine problem. So, it is actually the genuine problem meeting the genuine solution. And but still, do you feel this can be commercialized or not? Just see. The very first image that you see is normally when you take a bread, the toasted bread, and if you want to apply butter, butter is normally hard, so it is difficult for you to spread the entire butter on the bread initially when you just take out it from the refrigerator. So the person has designed a butter stick. You can just have a favy stick kind of arrangement, and you can put butter into it, and then you can use it on the bread. The problem is genuine. Solution is also solving a problem. But do you think this can be commercialized? Just hang on. I'll show another image. You might have observed that most of the time when you're traveling in a train uh, and your head, when you're feeling sleepy, you find support for your head. So another guy has designed an helmet that can be attached to the back support of the frame of the train, and then with this your head becomes steady, and then you can have a nice sleep. So problem is also again genuine. Solution is also serving the problem. But do you think this helmet, somebody will purchase this helmet and then can go along during when they go along a journey on a train? Do you think anybody will purchase this? Another image that when you are suffering from cold and cough, you can keep this kind of arrangement with you so that you can constantly use that. When you eat noodles, most of you might have burned your tongue and mouth with this hot noodles. So people have came up with innovative solutions of a fan attached to that sticks with the help of which it is cooled down before it goes to your mouth. But do you think this is feasible or implementable solution? I mean, solution is still there. Another such example, if you see lighting up a cigarette with a lens using the sun rays without using that matchstick or lighter. So it is solving a problem, but do you think people will go for that? Another such case where normally these girls with high heels would face this difficulty that the heels penetrate into the surfaces which is very thin. So somebody came up with this kind of arrangement which can be attached to the heels of the girls. But do you think girls will be happy purchasing those and going along with this kind of heels? Now, why I am showing this picture? There's a reason behind it. All these pictures that you saw so far are actually having genuine problem. The solution being demonstrated is also genuine. It is solving the problem actually, not genuine, solving the problem. But the question is not only problem solving. The question is whether your customers would be opting for the solution or not, whether they will be paying for that or not. If not, why not? Which means if they're not paying, which means you have a problem, you have a solution, but you have not understood all those requirements that your customer is looking for in a solution. You see all of this in case of this, like heels. Girls are wearing these heels for a fashion, and then if you put all together the support like that, it doesn't look good. So the fashion requirement is not being served, right? So getting your value proposition right is a very essential task. This is very important that will decide your startup to be a successful one or a failed one. So what do you need to do? You should have a clear and a precise idea of your target customer groups. So even if you are developing something, your problem, you are developing a solution for it, but you should understand that whether your customer will be happy with the solution or not. What is those other unidentified needs that your customer would like to have in a solution? That should be precisely identified. Have a deep understanding of their exact needs, problems, pains, and gains. Very important. Understand what their needs are, what their problems are, what their pain points are, what their gains are. Right? I'll tell you why I'm showing this, because we have a canvas to be understood. Have a solution which perfectly addresses all the needs that customer is looking for, not only one. When customer is suffering a problem, he is looking for a solution, he or she is looking for other needs to be served in that solution, right? So you need to identify those. your solution must be unique and in a relevant way. Now, many times you should also be very clear that what your value proposition is not supposed to be, what the solution is not supposed to be, right? So that will also give you a clear understanding. So now for this purpose, there is a tool available which is called value proposition canvas. Normally it is said to be problem solution match. So what you see on the screen is the problem solution or value proposition canvas. On the right hand side, this is the customer. So you see the customer is at the center point of this. On the left hand side, you see the offering that you create as a startup, right? So this is a solution. So this is a customer or a problem. Problem is faced by a customer who is looking for a solution, and you are building solution for them, right? So the value proposition canvas is actually nothing but the canvas of customer side as well as the solution side. So let us see what this canvas, what are different components of it. So customer sitting here, you will try there are three verticals of customer side. You will observe the customers, the set of customer characteristic that you assume, you observe it and you verify it in the market. So this is more of a problem side, right? And you list down all those jobs a customer would like to do or would want you to get done, right? So mention all those jobs here. You also highlight all those gains which your customer would like to have. Many a times it is not a pain point which customer would like to solve, but it is more of a gain which he looks for. Say for example, home automation, which you can control your air conditioning and electric appliances with the remote control or Alexa. So there was no pain as such in operating your tube lights and fans with the switches, but it is more of a convenience or a comfort that is provided to the customer. So it is more of a gain. So not all the time you are solving a pain point of the customer, but also you are providing gains to a customer. So list down all those gains of a customer that you are targeting to, and here you list down all those pain points of a customer that they have and you are targeting to solve those. So this canvas, if you understand your customer well, you will get all these details about gains, pains, and the jobs that customer wants to be done, right? On the other hand, they should fit to a solution. Now, once you observe your customer very well, once you identified their gains, pains, and the jobs that they wanted you to do, then you design a solution. Unfortunately, in India, if you see, there are a lot of engineering colleges, and engineers are more of creators. They create something first and then they identify, okay, now where can I use this? So it's like this, they build something and then they identify the market. Rather, I think it should be on the other way around. You identify a market first and then you build something which is need for that market, right? So firstly you observe your customer and then try to develop a product or services which is solving the problem. So like in this canvas you see at the center are your value proposition. What is your value proposition? Basically it is basically of three things. One is your product or services, what you are offering to your customers. This services and product basically will do the jobs that customer wants to be done. So here you see each of these jobs will be mapped with one of your services or the product here. Then what is that gain creator you're offering to your customer? Gain creator. So customer wants some gain, but what you are doing as a part of your offering to the customer that creates gain for them. And then what is that in your offering that is serving as pain relievers for your customer? So if there are any pains over here, so each of these pains should be mapped with one pain relievers here in the offerings or value creation, right? So what is that could be? So I would say this on the solution side, this is on the problem side, and if this fits very well, this is called problem solution fit. So and there is a template for the value proposition statement. It looks like this. So let me take an example of again Redbus digital ticket platform. So if you see, I'll just go through the statement structure. It is like this, and you have to mention your product or services. If you see, so whatever product services you mention over here, it should be over here. So I would say in reference to Redbus, so our digital ticket booking platform Redbus helps, now what you want here, customer segment, helps whom? Helps travelers who wants to see, again what you want to mention over here, jobs to be done. So in this canvas, whatever jobs a customer wants to be done, you have to mention it over here. Again, our digital ticket booking platform Redbus helps travelers who wants to book their tickets on the go by, now you see you use one of the verb here, by avoiding physical visits. See, pain point of a customer is what? Physical visit to the bus operator. By avoiding physical visit to the bus operators and saving their time and giving them convenience. So this is how it should be like. So here you need to mention the verb and then the customer pain, and you mention one of those verb and then customer gain, unlike the conventional in-person ticket booking system. This is, you should mention our competition over here or the existing solution, right? So this complete represents your value proposition statement of your startup. So while you are designing your product or a services or a solution for a problem, you should have a clear value proposition statement. This will be imbibed in your minds of all the founders. Now, understanding the needs of your customer. See, step into the customer's shoe. This is the main important part of this, defining the value proposition canvas or a value proposition statement. Before you define the statement, you need to understand your customer very well. So, ask these questions to identify this. Customer job is first segment. What are customers trying to get done? Ask this question to yourself. So, what are their problems or their needs? Take customer's perspective. So the answer to this question will give you the customer jobs that they want to be done. Customer pains. Ask this question to yourself. What annoys customer before, during, and after getting the job done? See, let's say in Redbus, before booking the ticket, what are the pains that customer is facing? They need to physically go to the bus operator and then book the ticket and then make the payments. What is the problem during the booking? You may not have the actual view of bus and which seat to be booked, and you need to go for a lot of headache with this ticket book person who is booking the ticket and all. That is during the booking. What is after booking? What annoys customer? What annoy will be, I think, in ticket booking system, the ticket might get lost and you don't have a digital copy of it, and then there is no record of the ticket being done, or maybe the customer would also want the bus to be tracked, so he can go only 10 minutes before the bus would arrive at the stop. So all these are the customer pain after the ticket booking is done. So you ask yourself what annoys customer before, during, and after getting the job done. What prevents them from getting the job done? Many times customer would not doing the same job, but what is preventing them for getting that done? What risk and potential bad outcomes would be there? So all these answers will boil down to the pains of the customer, and you mentioned this over here. Then customer gains. Ask these questions. What are the outcomes and benefits the customers would want? Gain can be required. This is required, is expected. Customer would expect something from you. It is desired or even unexpected, right? So you ask these questions, you will get the answers. So you will fill this customer side, and based on this, you design your services, and your gain should be mapped with the gain creators in your services. Your pain should be gained with the pain relievers, and jobs of the customer that they want to be done should be mapped with the product and services. So if you want to observe a customer, it should be very accurate. Completeness is there, and depth understanding from customer is required to understand this. And if you want to create the perfect solution for this, I think this solution can be come out from your creativity, ingenuity, and expertise that you have from the team. So this is your team developing a solution, and this is coming from your customers, right? One statement I would like to highlight here. Albert Einstein once said that this is obviously the people used to quote this, that if I had an hour to solve a problem, I will spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solution. So it may not be the exact split as of now, but the importance, the message from this statement is that if you understand the problem very well, if you give sufficient time to understand the problem of customers and the pains of customers and the gains they want, developing a solution becomes more easy and quicker, right? That's what the idea is. Unpleasant but true. Finding a strong value proposition is hard, right? And I would say it's hard and also a hard work as such. The right type of confidence. What is the right type of confidence? See, be doubtful about a value proposition and business models. You always ask yourself the question that how are we sure that this is going to work? So being doubtful about a value proposition and the business model will always help you to develop your product and services better and better and better. Be confident about your goal and your journey, right? But you should not be confident about a value proposition and business model. See, that's why I'm writing this thing. You have to be doubtful about your value proposition and business model, and be confident about your goal that you want to achieve and your journey. Doubt is your friend and overconfidence is your enemy. Now, useful questions of doubtful. How do you create doubt within yourself and try to address those things? These are some questions which you can ask to yourself. Can we really be sure about our value proposition? How do we know that the customer need this? You ask this question to yourself and your team. How are we missing? What are we missing in this model? Is not it too good to be true? What are our hidden, unproven and assumptions? What should be the unproven assumptions that we have not yet identified? How can we validate key assumption as soon as possible? So these are the questions which will help you and your team to be more closer to the solution which customer would like to have. Enemies of a good value proposition. Now see who are the enemies, and you should avoid this. Insufficient curiosity for and empathy with your customers. This is the biggest problem which today's startup entrepreneurs have, because they directly jump into the solution and they, without even understanding the customers well, without even having empathy with them, without having even interacted with 100 people, or without having curiosity of understanding them well, they just want to go and develop a solution for them. So insufficient curiosity and empathy with the customer are enemies of good value proposition. And bad value proposition, which means your product is also not going to be chosen by customers, and then you will fail. Another enemy is what? Understanding of customer is too superficial. I mean, just an overview of the segment. You don't have no deep understanding of why customer would like to have this. So when customers say, I want to have this, but you should also ask why you should have this. Why do you want this? Go deeper and deeper in that. Missing additional essential needs of a customer beyond the main need which you want to address. Now, see, this is very important. As I said, not only the main need of the customer, you need to also to understand what are the other additional needs which a customer would want to have in your product and services. Addressing needs / problem which are not sufficiently urgent. Many times you are trying to address those needs and problems which are not urgent. So it's like a good to have solution, but not a must to have solutions. Problems that are not worth solving for your customers. So they are again the enemy of good value proposition. Trying to address too many different customer group at a time. So many times people say that when you start a startup, you start a niche, you focus on one target group, and then if that is successful, you keep adding on the customer groups slowly and slowly, as Amazon did. Amazon started with only selling books online on the website. Then it started adding other categories into the platform, right? Then another enemy is trying to address too many of your customers' need. You should also only focus on one need at a time or two needs at a time. Do not grow with a vision that you will address all the customers' need in a single product and services. Having a good but not a great solution. This is again enemy of the good value proposition. You say that solution is good, but it's not the great solution. Great solution comes only when your team feels that it's a great solution, right? Having a solution which is not unique enough, again a bad value proposition, right? Many times you will have me too type solution, but it should be unique in some way. Having a uniqueness which is not significant enough, being too similar to competitors, again a bad, not that good value proposition for a startup. Mismatch between your customer group and the needs which you addresses. So this is also an enemy of good value proposition. So I would suggest you recipe for success. Stay doubtful and confident. Doubtful about the business model and the value proposition. Confident about your goal and journey. Learn to love errors, right? Whenever you face an error, you love that, and seek the perfect solution. This is a recipe for success. I hope you understood this. A very, very important session for you. Please try to ask the questions and try to build your own value proposition canvas out of it. Thank you.